April 5th, 1945. The war with Nazi Germany nears its end thanks to the tireless work in secret of the Allies' top military asset. In an underground bunker beneath the streets of London, Mobius Squadron jumped through fixed points in time to alter the course of history. Knowledge is power, and the ability to stop dead the German war effort proved the key to victory. The Third Reich's plans thwarted before they even began, the Allies were able to push back the German forces and mount a counter-offensive that would see the end of the war in Europe. Now, as we race to Berlin, Adolf Hitler mounts a last-ditch scheme to regain control. Sleeper agents embedded in the corridors of power strike at the heart of London, at the key to the war effort, at Mobius Command.
Now, hello everyone! Welcome to Mobius Command! We're talking about bums. You missed a lot of pre-stream chat that you should all feel grateful for. Let me put it that way.
I don't remember chat about bums. Let's go back to the bum chat.
No, let's not go back to the bum chat.
Yep, turn rear on that.
I am joined by, from top left to bottom right. Oh no, it's inverted. Hold on. From top left to bottom right. Ooh, this feels weird. Top left we have Kara playing Philip Shrewd. Say hi,
Hello.
Kara. Hello.
Hi, Kara.
God damn it. We have Erin playing Felicity Wolfe. What there?
Here.
And again, how do I do this every time? I've got the wrong image in there for you. I do it every time. While I fix that, we have Al playing Chase Rockharte.
Hello.
Then we have Ben playing Dr. Felix Pardalis. That way. Cameras.
Yes, that way.
Say hi, Ben.
Did I not say hi?
You just said yes, that way.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting distracted by Nick's tomfoolery.
My tomfoolery, my shenanigans. Okay, I've corrected the art for. I don't know how I mess this up every time.
Everyone wants to be Miss Birkensleigh. One day you'll just open it up and it'll just be all Miss Birkensleigh.
Well, I've corrected it, but it hasn't updated the art on the... Oh, there we go. It just took a second. Okay, that was confusing me for a sec. And finally, and last and absolutely not leastly, just that way, is Lee playing Miss Birkensleigh.
Hello!
Hey, we all did it eventually. I'm having a breakdown. Yeah. This is Mobius Command. It is a Savage Worlds adventure. Savage Worlds is a pulp adventure sort of system. It's got various kinds. You may have heard of, for example, Deadlands, the Wild West version, which I think actually came before Savage Worlds, and they built Savage Worlds out of it. And this is episode 3. So previously on Mobius Command, in Egypt 5000 BC, the last vestiges of time-traveling adventures, Mobius Command has landed in a world ruled by the iron fist of Nazi occupation. In the blistering sands, the expert Felicity, the genius Dr. Felix, the relentless Chase Rockharte, the powerful Philip Shrewd, and the cunning Miss Birkensleigh make a new friend in stranded Mobius pilot Barbara, all while plotting to strike at the heart of the Nazi regime's power. But their every move teeters on the edge of chaos, for the smallest mistake could alter the course of history or even change themselves. Standing in their way was the new pharaoh, Hermann Gheist, Nazi occultist and master of Egypt, with eyes set on seizing the sacred crook and rod of Osiris. His ambition knows no bounds, and he would stop at nothing to control the forces of life and death itself. Then Chase Rockharte shot a tank at him.
As you do.
As you do.
Hand it me.
Blowing up not just the Nazi Hermann Gheist, but also Philip Shrewd. Also a fuel depot. And also most of the Nazis near the fuel depot. Sadly, Hermann Gheist survived and escaped through a portal in time and took with him the Rod of Osiris and newfound powers over life and death. Following him through the portal, Mobius Command have landed on the shores of the great Texcoco, and in the distance, the largest Aztec city-state, Tenochtitlan, under siege. All right, everyone. Yeah, you've just arrived on this, this relatively quiet section of the lake. The lake is huge. It's a massive lake. In modern day times, this area is basically the size of Mexico City. It is a massive lake, and on the opposite side, you can see these stone spires of what is a huge city, like a shockingly large city. Felicity, obviously, you will recognize this from your books of history. What can you tell the gang about it?
Okay, so Felicity has eyes the size of saucers, and she just stares and says, Lake Texacoco. It's Mexico City's built on it now. Will be built. It'll eventually be completely drained. This is the intrepid city-state of Tenochtitlan. 100,000 inhabitants. It's 5 times the population of London. Only Paris or Constantinople can even rival it. Istanbul if you prefer. Oh, would you like the good news or the bad news?
I assume the bad news is that they don't have any good technology here.
Is the good news that
on the contrary, they have impressive irrigation systems and all sorts. But the good news is, I'm pretty sure this is the year 1521.
That's very specific.
Yes.
What happens in 1521?
You see all those banners and heavy metal artillery over there? Those are the forces of one Hernan Cortez. He's currently laying siege to the city following the ambush of 4 of his officers, leading to the death of 2 after Moctezuma tried to avoid a war by appeasing him when he arrived during the festival of Toshkat, dedicated to the
Didn't that lead to a massacre?
Sorry, I've completely forgotten the word.
Don't worry. So what I basically did was
Aztec.
2 days ago, I gave Bree a massive list of jargon and said, you've got to work out something out of this. Dedicated to the god Tezcatlipoca.
Now, Chase, I know she said that there is large artillery up there, but maybe don't explode the whole place this time.
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring the tank, so that's going to be a bit of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm just worried that you're seeing a large cannon and want to fire it, so...
Well, you're not wrong, but we can always turn it the way we want.
And Barbara couldn't bring the plane.
Bree, you get a penny,
Well,
by the way, for that.
Yes.
very
Today's
bad.
Today my bennies are nice truffle chocolates. I've got like 5 of those in front of me right now.
Nick, is Barbara with us?
Barbara's with you. She's swigging a bit of gin.
Oh, don't mind.
I love a little bit of gin in the morning.
Any chance we can get my leg patched up after Chase shot me?
Yes, and I'm suffering a little bit as well, actually.
By all means, some of you have first aid kits.
Right. So they've already been healed with first aid kits before. Is it because it's a new session they're allowed to be healed again, or?
I don't. Or no, did you do one at the end of last session? Or I don't remember actually.
If you had existing wounds from before, you've still got those. But if you got a wound at the end of last session from the fight, you can now attempt to heal it because you've not had a chance to try to heal those.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I watched the VOD this afternoon. Chase took 3 wounds, technically 4, but soaked 1, and Felicity managed to heal 2 with a roll from a first aid kit.
I can't remember where this wound is from.
Yeah.
You took yours because Miss Birkensleigh shot you in the first episode.
I thought I got one of them healed up.
I didn't
And I
realize.
got another one from somewhere else.
I thought I had 2. I thought I had 1.
Because
Well-
I've still got one marked down.
They're on your sheet for a reason. You've got them.
Yeah, I've definitely got one. I assume it must have been during that battle.
Yeah.
I
I think I can patch up Miss Birkensleigh at least. I'm not sure about
Oh,
Chase.
no, it's Barbara.
Okay.
It's Barbara that's shot, not Miss Birkensleigh.
Oh, Barbara. Yeah, I can patch up Barbara then.
Okay. Give me an aid roll using, I believe, it's medicine, but let me know if it has a different name on your sheet.
It says healing on my sheet.
That's the one.
Okay, so it's a D6, so 2 D6s. That is 2 2s.
2 2s. That's not good. That's a failure. No success, I'm afraid. Yeah, that is unfortunate.
I'm going to spend a penny. I'll spend a penny.
Yeah.
Oh. I only park it because it's a chocolate.
Maybe eat the chocolate after you've rolled, because you might be spending multiple pennies on that roll, like. And we won't be able to hear any of the resolution of the roll.
Be like, it weren't good. It weren't good this time.
Okay, that's a 5 on the dice. And because of my Moxie ability, that's a +2 for a 7.
Okay, a 7 is a success. A success removes 1 wound. And those of you with lasting wounds from before, so that would be Dr. Felix, and I think only Dr. Felix. Can you please give me a vigor roll?
Yes. Okay.
Is there anything that can be done about Chase?
Yeah, is anyone able to heal Chase up a bit?
I could make a gadget to do some healing, but I just need to look up some stuff. Alright, I got a 3 on my vigor roll. And is this a trait roll? So I'll take it down to 2. That would be a success anyway. Oh, wait, I get another D6 as a wild card.
Yeah,
I'm remembering things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 6. Hey.
That's a 6.
And that explodes.
Explodes.
That's a 9. So 8
It's a
total.
9. So that's a success with a raise. Okay, you reduce 2 wounds actually.
Oh, nice.
So that's great.
Awesome. Yeah, I could I could make some sort of device, I think, to help you with your wounds. Let me see what I can do here.
Maybe something to stitch up this gaping hole in my side?
It is quite a gapage, yes. Need to find the gadgets page. Gadgets. Right.
Barbara looks at it and goes, that's quite a gape. I haven't seen one the size of that since I birthed my 3 children.
Oh!
You've had how many children?
3.
Barbara's been
Only
busy.
3?
Yes,
Small
well, 2
family.
at once. That was quite a deal.
And how are the twins anyway?
Oh, they're quite dead.
Oh, yes, of course. I forgot.
Here we are.
Or at least dead to me anyway. They became liberals. Artists. Couldn't have it. Barbara's getting weirder the more gin she's on.
Yeah.
That's
Felicity's
my
looking
Barbara.
very nervous at this point.
One of them went and studied history. Can you believe that?
That seems like it might be pertinent about now.
Okay, so
Well, yes, joke's on me.
How many wounds does Chase have?
3.
Yeah, 3 wounds. Okay. Right.
He should only have 1 because of the heal roll from the end of last session.
Oh, that's what I thought. I only had 1. I thought, so I do have 1 roll. 1 and not 3.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do anyway.
Okay.
Just 1 gaping wound.
Just 1 gaping wound.
Yeah, because
So,
magical healing does do better than, like, you can't re-attempt to heal, but magical healing lets you re-attempt to heal.
Okay, so let me remember how to do this. So I get a -2 on the activation roll because this is a gadget. And I will do a healing and spend an extra... Oh, actually, it's only 1 wound. Okay, so I'll just do a regular one. So this is 3 power points. Mark that down.
Mhm.
I get 15. Okay.
I'm expecting your 3 PowerPoint presentations tomorrow.
Oh, man. No. That means 3 slides, not 3 presentations. No.
3 full presentations.
Okay, and then I use Spirit, which is a D10. It's all coming back to me now.
Barbara's going to support you.
That is an 8 minus 2, 6. 6. Yes, so that's a success.
Oh, she doesn't need to support you. She was going to hand you some gin. Well, yeah. You heal that last wound. You're good.
I think what he takes out of his pocket is like some sort of like metally thing that lets off a little spark, and he just holds it over the wound and it cauterizes it, and then it just seals shut, and you're fine.
That's
I
great.
gotta say, I'm grateful for that. It stings like a bastard, though. I have some
Well, healing hurts. You know that's true.
Yeah.
So just to double check, I'm at 1 wound, right? I got.
Yeah.
So I'm healed at the end of last session. Okay.
Yeah. So you've got a -1 on all trait checks,
Okay.
which is every check involving a skill.
Right. Okay.
But every new session, if you've had it for a full session, you get to roll a vigor roll, which is what Dr. Felix Pardalis did. And
Gotcha.
you get to
Okay.
clear older wounds then. You've just got to have it for at least 1 session.
Okay.
Yeah, because normal healing can only heal wounds less than an hour old.
Yeah. So next session you'll get another chance.
Okay.
Right. And as you're patching each other up, and Felicity is no doubt gushing about all of the ancient history here, there is a rustling in the bushes nearby, and these are sort of dense foliage that sort of reaches up about 5-6 feet, and from it protrudes an obsidian spear point. And then the other bushes around you rustle as well, and 25 people come out. Some are holding drawn bows, others with spears.
Chase was reaching for his gun, but he's now gonna move his hand away.
My goodness. Napped obsidian.
One of them
How
looks at
queer.
you and gestures with their spear and says, and those of you with languages, we at Mobius Command are saying that if you've got languages, you can understand all the languages, because it really is one of those, like, you know, classic TV shows where they're like, oh yeah, I understand ancient Aztec. You understand that what they're about to say, which is more outsiders.
But who's
Perhaps
got
power.
any tea?
Perhaps danger. What should we do with them? And another one speaks up and says, take them back to Montezuma. And they nod. And they start poking and gesturing at you to move towards the lake.
All right.
Felicity
all right.
repeats this to everyone.
What is Montezuma?
Montezuma II is the king of this place.
Many British people
Maybe
would
he'll
know
have
him
some
as
chocolate.
Montezuma. Yes, and for some reason a chocolate brand now.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, the Aztecs did invent chocolate, even if they drank it. And it was like spicy savory.
That is
Still
true.
valid.
Sounds like a good drink. I could do some of that.
I'm ready to start drinking hot chocolate. Thank you very much.
So they take you down to the lake. They take you over a small bridge, not one of the main ones. There's a few big bridges. Like, Tenochtitlan is a huge city. Speaking sort of outside of the GM sort of chair for a moment, Western media has done the Aztecs massively dirty, and I can't stress this enough, right? Because they portray the Aztecs as being really quite offensively barbaric. Tenochtitlan was, at the time, the 3rd largest city in the world when it fell.
Full
It
of
was
tits, just full of them.
huge. It was extremely large, and it was a diplomatic city-state surrounded by a few other nations that it sort of acted as their capital on a diplomatic basis, and stuff like that. They were extremely technologically advanced. They had an extremely advanced and developed culture. Literally thousands of gods, and a huge amount of technology. They had mirrors and stuff like that would have been a rarity at the same time in Europe. And yeah, they had so many things. You are now seeing these cities and the beauty and elegance of this city, but you are seeing it almost through the servants' entrance. You are whisked through a very small opening in the walls that is well masked by bushes.
Felicity is going to try and stop and just look at the stonework.
They quickly jab you on, but as you're looking at the stonework, you can see that it's very well cut. Obviously, they do use a lot of obsidian tools here. Obsidian is very sharp. It's a nightmare to work, and but very, very sharp, a very high quality tool if you can do it.
She is basically going to start get so lost in looking at it. They're going to have to basically drag her.
They will, and they drag you through the streets, and you get a general vibe that everyone here is nervous. Some people look your way and then look away again. There's a lot of murmuring going on. A lot of the normal people are talking to each other about an outsider, and about the fact that they are starting to run out of food.
Has anyone seen any Nazis yet?
They are talking a lot about outsiders, and, well, to be fair, the Spanish are here, but I don't think they're going to tell us yet if we ask. Oh, Nick, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can I cast a spell?
Depends. How much do you like being stabbed to death?
It's a fan.
Then it's
Voice in
probably
my head.
unwise, but I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, I won't cast a spell then if that was just automatically get me stabbed.
Yeah,
I mean, you might be able to avoid it if you've got a way to prevent yourself having to do any, obvious signs of casting a spell, which there are modifiers and that sort of thing. You could maybe do that, but just on the standard basis, if they saw you going, start chanting and all that, they are going to stab you to death. It is not a purely positive representation of gods in the Aztec. It's very much like you'd seen in Egypt. They are like normal people, or in ancient Greece, for example. They have problems. They go to war. They are also they have good and evil in them. So there are plenty of, in fact, with the Aztecs, it's almost closer to Mesopotamian demons and that sort of thing, where you have a god for a very, 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 very narrow slice of life. You might have the god of just the winds and that sort of thing. You might have the god of just mirrors and things like that. So there's a lot more superstition about it, and if you start chanting, they might think you're about to do something bad and will probably not take chances. You would know this as a studier of history.
It seem odd to anybody else that they'd encounter some strangers and immediately want to take them to the king.
That did strike me as a little out of place. Does Chase notice, and I'm using the skill alertness here, any anachronistic things like in the way that they were in Egypt, or you can see like there were tanks and cars driving around the place? Is there anything
Roll me notice.
out of time here?
Yeah, roll me notice. Felicity, you would know though that taking outsiders to the king is exactly what they did when Hernan Cortez arrived.
A 6, so I'll reroll
It
that.
saves us from saying, "Take us to your leader."
And a 5, which is 11 plus 2, which is
She won't say
13.
this out loud. Oh, wait, no, she won't say this out loud because she's too busy trying to look at being drawn away from the stonework.
Fair enough. 13 is a success with multiple raises. There's no Nazi iconography here. There's no sign of the Nazis here at all.
But is there anything out of place to what he would imagine Aztec society would have? Like, because I know he...
Give me a smarts roll. I want to know what you think Aztec society looked like.
Yeah. I don't think I have smarts. Oh shit.
I didn't think so. No.
Smarts is an ability, right?
Yeah, it's an
It's one of the
ability.
big five.
If you've got
smarts is
something
Sorry,
like,
correctly, everyone but me has smarts.
Oh no, it's a D8. I do have smarts. Hang on.
oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Hang on.
One of the big five, if we were thinking about Eurovision.
You could roll me what's academics if you must, but
Oh god, do I get any pluses? Do I have any skills I can use here? Font of information, will that count? Or streetwise? No, streetwise won't count.
this is absolutely not. As much as you're trying to get wise to the streets, this
What
is
about
not
common knowledge?
streetwise.
How's
This
your common
isn't-
knowledge?
This
Or is
isn't
this
even.
too-
I don't think this is that common a knowledge of what what daily life was like in Tenochtitlan.
4.
That's a 4. Well, a 4 is a success. Remember.
I know.
With that success, you get that. Yeah, everything here looks like what you'd expect.
Oh, cool.
You don't get much with a standard success. You're not guaranteed to gain a success, but yeah, not bad.
Yeah, but I don't think Hermann Gheist has had a chance to have an influence here yet.
Hopefully you're right.
We might
I
be
suppose he
safe
didn't
on
get
that.
much of a head start on us, so.
Well, this time traveling shit, you don't know where you're gonna end up or when.
You are taken through the streets and up to the central palace, which is absolutely in the middle of Tenochtitlan. It's a beautiful thing. It is ornate. There is a lot of gold around. Not as much as Hernan Cortez would have liked, as he was still looking for huge amounts of gold in this region. A relatively normal amount of gold for a palace. There's beautiful fabrics and tapestries and carpets and that sort of thing. And you step through the threshold into a room where you see standing before you a relatively slender man of between the age of 50 and 60.
Ooh, a
Looks
silver
at you
fox.
with piercing eyes and says, "You stand before Moctezuma."
Dibs. I mean, what?
What business do you have here?
Looking for someone unpleasant.
There are many unpleasant people. Are you like the other that came here?
No.
Do you mean Cortez? No.
Is someone translating for those of us who can't speak languages?
It's just Birkensleigh just saying yes or no at random times, and the Chase is like, I don't know what's happening. Should have taken languages.
Yeah.
It's okay. You get to drive a tank though sometimes.
Fine.
Moctezuma says, not Cortez. Cortez is at the walls, sieging this city right now.
Or any unpleasant gentleman with a strange staff?
Black cloves.
That's the one.
Sounds familiar.
Said his name was Gheist.
Yes, that's most definitely the one.
Offered me power, said I could topple Cortez.
A fake power, indeed.
You a very
you would have
real
been wise
power.
to have turned him down.
I saw the power. He raised the dead.
Do you want to raise the dead?
That is the power of Tezcatlipoca itself. And it is Tezcatl.
Is that a holiday?
Yeah, it's
That's
kind
me
of
whispering
it's
to
kind of
Felicity.
it's kind of like it's kind of like a season, but it's also a festival. And there is a festival dedicated right now to Tezcatlipoca.
Yeah. Sort of like how Christmas is like it's there's Christmas Day, but there's the entire month of December and Advent.
Tezcatlipoca, otherwise known as the god of the invisible, the god of night, And adventure game fans will recognize the smoking mirror.
Wow, let's break a sword.
Yeah. His power, it was real. It was very real. I saw it. But I do not wish to make allies with someone who seeks power purely for power.
If it makes you feel better, the power is not his own. He stole it quite recently.
I believe that. Such a power will turn itself against you sooner or later.
Yes, corruption. Very wise to reject corruption.
Nevertheless, Cortez is at my gates, and my people starve. We will not hold out for much longer. Your Gheist, he has gone to Cortez and offered him the power.
He is most certainly not our Geist, thank you very much.
Yes,
I
we are
sense
very
a
much
story
against
there.
him.
Why do
He's
you
very
hunt
much
this Geist?
He very much intends to do as Cortez is intending to do here, to other parts of the world on a much grander scale.
There can be no grander scale than Tenochtitlan. This is the greatest city that is ever made. This is the largest city in the world.
And we would not see his corruption overtake such a land. We would like to give any aid that we can.
Okay. Can you please, and this will be with Felicity aiding, can you please give me a persuasion roll, please?
My D6. Yes. That's a 6.
It explodes.
It's another 6.
It explodes.
And a 2.
14. Okay.
Welcome to Mobius Command.
I was imposing a -6 penalty, which I should have said before you rolled, and I forgot. Because you're trying to convince the head of an entire city-state that you, a random person who's just turned up wearing weird clothes, can be trusted. But
You
that
just
is
got a raise
success.
with the -6.
Just got one of those
That's,
pages.
yeah, that's still a raise.
Look, I'm hot. I'm a hot, what's that called? Teetotaler. He's into it.
He looks you up and down and goes, perhaps it might take an outsider to defeat an outsider, to know their ways. Very well.
Got your whole logic.
Very well. I will have you prove your worth then. Hermann Gheist, he said his name was. He is after a mirror I own. And he walks away and he bids you to follow him. Takes you to another room where there's this huge curtain covering up what you can assume is a mirror. And he
Mirror,
pulls
mirror
it.
on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
He pulls it back, and you feel a sense of dread run through all five of you, all six of you. There's Barbara there. Barbara takes a quick swig of gin, and this mirror is pitch black. It's made of obsidian, but it has no reflection. It's like staring into a complete absence.
So I think Felicity has something for this. Can she sort of turn to him and say, "If you may, I would like to try something. It will not harm anyone."
What are you trying?
Basically, I want to Wait, was that
Sorry,
in character?
that was in character. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try and sense it, for want of a better word.
Do not touch it.
But otherwise, I'm fine to observe it.
Observe. Yes.
Fine. Do your observations, but do not touch it.
Felicity, I'll ask him what it does.
Okay. So I'd like to cast one of Felicity's new the spells Felicity now has. Scan, which is Detect Arcana.
Typical outsider not asking the native person who knows what this thing is and just going, yeah,
Yes,
I'll do it myself.
I would like to just go.
Very
"It's
problematic of
beautiful."
you, I'm just saying.
Well, of course, I'm British.
All right, fair point. Yeah, in character. Yeah.
I know she's gonna try and steal it.
This belongs in the museum.
Oh no! So yeah, roll your check.
Okay, so let's see. So spellcasting is basically my spellcasting ability, which is just literally spellcasting. I've only got a D4 in that.
Yep. And you're doing analyze, right? The power?
Yeah, analyze.
Are you putting any modifiers on it?
Oh yeah. What modifiers can I actually put on a spell? Armor piercing won't do anything. Fatigue won't do anything. Glow shroud probably won't do anything. Definitely not heavy weapon. Hindering honey, lingering damage, range.
Casey's going to go up to Dr. Pardalis and ask, do you have any idea what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't think there's any modifiers that would really work for this.
Sorry, what's the name of the power?
It's scan, you said, yeah?
Scan's the name for
Yeah.
specifically
What's
Felicity.
the
It's Detect Arcana.
Detect Arcana? Okay, I was having a look to see if it was object reading, which would have been a problem for you because you have to touch it. But yep, okay,
Yeah.
that's all good.
Yeah, it's Detect Conceal Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
I've as the part of the trappings I've made it just Detect, which reduces the power points to 1.
Yeah. So you
Anyway,
stand in front of it, and yeah, what does this look like? What does this look like?
Okay, so Felicity basically pulls out a small, slightly nondescript book, but like there's just something a bit like it's a very plain book, but somehow there's still something very odd about it. It's quite worn, and you know Felicity just sort of holds it in a way that's clear. She's you know, it's kind of like a sort of the way a child holds a teddy. It's like something she's owned for a very long time and seems to bring her some comfort. And she just sort of holds it and focuses on it.
That's cool. I like that. Everyone else, by the way, you're seeing this for the first time. Felicity, roll your magic skill, whichever one it is.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is just spellcasting.
Okay.
And would you believe the D4 and the D6 are both exploding?
Well, that's good because you might need it.
Yep. Okay.
Please do not explode the room.
That's a 10 on the 6, but the D4 exploded again. And again.
What?
And that's a 3, so that's 3 4s, 12, plus 3, 15.
15,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
So you do get the general type of enchantment on this, because you need a raise to know that. Okay, so first of all, what happens is So when you're scanning with this, how do you think the registering of something magic makes itself known to you? How does that apply in your brain?
Okay, so basically as she focuses on the book, the book sort of connects her to everything around her, and she sort of basically it's like a little voice in her head is describing anything of particular interest to her.
Okay. So the voice in your head says, Dr. Felix is carrying a lot of magical things, but also saying this mirror is indeed magical of some kind. There is power here. The power's type is obscurement.
So this mirror of yours, it has the power of obscurement.
How did you know that? You are good.
Oh, why thank you.
Yes. The mirror is powerful.
It's
It
very
must be
pretty.
protected. Do
Yes.
not touch it.
See, ask him how it works.
He very clearly said not to touch it, so perhaps it's something we should not be using. She turns and says, so if it's not to be touched, am I correct in understanding it's something that should not be used?
Should only be used in an emergency. It is... It's the divine power of gods itself.
But how
This
does it
is-
work?
This is the smoking mirror of Tezcatlipoca.
Wow.
We won't touch it. I won't touch it. I just want to know how it works.
It's more smaller than I thought it would be.
What is your friend with the strange hair saying?
Can someone ask him how it works?
He
very
is
keen to
curious how
understand
it's...
how it works.
Oh, it's simple. You touch it, and you turn invisible.
Oh,
I can do that.
don't do it now.
yep, so-
Don't freak him out.
Fun fact, one of the effects of Detect Arcana is actually you see straight through invisibility.
You
Oh,
do,
nice.
but there's no one invisible in the room.
So I imagine that Felix has pulled out his badge that turns him invisible, and then someone else is like gone to like, no, put it away.
Put it away. Do not frighten this man.
Oh,
You
okay.
stay invisible forever?
Do you have to get nude if you go invisible? I mean, sorry.
Of course.
Why, Mrs. Birkensleigh?
It is part of the ritual.
Hello. Hello. Yes, of course.
Invisibility
well,
is not
never
its
mind about
only
this.
power.
Oh,
Yes, I have a sense its grandeur would allow it to do other things, but I do not think we need to use it quite yet.
It was once used to turn off the sun.
Son, are you sure that wasn't a natural occurrence, an eclipse?
He steps forward, places his hand over the mirror, and as his hand passes over the mirror, an eclipse happens outside the window.
Jesus.
oh my.
Incredible.
Oh, that's some trick you got there.
Suddenly got very
Well,
chilly.
let's go.
I feel like somebody's walking over my grave.
As I say, do not touch it. And he
Wouldn't dream.
closes the curtains over it again. It must be protected.
You know, I think I've got a gadget that does that as well.
Not right now.
Which
Oh,
gadget do you have that is cause eclipse?
I can darken stuff. I can just
The
blot out
sun?
I can blot out the windows.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And your gadget is paint.
It's an instant umbrella.
Doctor,
No, it
I
causes
do believe they have a
blindness.
device. They have, yes, they've invented something like that. They're called sunglasses.
I could make everybody blind.
Yes,
mean,
yes.
that's
So
a
could I with my
sharp stick, too.
crossbow.
But I do quite like this mirror. Maybe we could examine it if we can satisfy this this king.
I'd like to satisfy this king. I mean, what?
I
I'm sorry, Felicity's just taken back. She's quite into him.
Wait, Felicity?
Oh, sorry, I mean Miss Birkensleigh.
I'm just like, what is going on now? Have we done a body swap comedy by accident?
Oh, it's early in the morning. Be glad I didn't say Barbara.
Remember, this is Mobius Command, not the full Montezuma, okay?
Oh,
that's the
but,
artichoke.
That's it.
But I have questions. So many questions. Your irrigation system.
Felicity,
How does
I
that-
do think we really should get going to take care of this Geist character. I
But-
dread to think what he's going to be doing with Cortez right now.
As you
But
say
the
that,
irrigation system.
a spearman runs in and runs up to Montezuma and starts whispering in his ear. Felicity and Miss Birkensleigh, if you would like to try to overhear what he's saying, You may roll me some form of sneaky check, whatever you prefer.
Can I argue this is a case for rolling language?
Or
Not in this
rolling
case.
notice?
Oh.
Would this
Notice,
fall under
absolutely.
notice?
This comes under notice
Okay,
if you want.
sweet.
If you want to get closer to listening, you could instead sneak of some kind.
Yeah, my stealth isn't so good, but my notice is a D10.
Well, you can roll notice.
so- My stealth and
That-
notice are both D4, so I'll just try that.
That is a 6.
That's a 6. That's a success. Okay. You hear Cortez has broken the siege.
Shit.
He's bombarding the
that's-
walls.
Oh dear.
Do we have anything to stop a bombardment?
Why don't you ask the king if he can lend us any armaments or supplies? Maybe some manpower.
We could take control of one of those cannons.
Motozuma turns to you, Birkensleigh, and Felicity, and
Yes.
says, seems we've run out of time. Cortez has weapons we cannot defend against, and has Gheist on his side. Can I count on you?
Yes.
Geist must be stopped. Absolutely.
Summon your greatest warrior and meet me in
Just
the war
one?
room. The rest of you are going into battle.
Oh.
What's going on?
So we're supposed to
Chase,
send
this
one
way.
of our... Yes, our greatest warrior. We will need someone that can translate for him in the war room.
That's
That is true.
clearly a Shrewd.
Does anyone here have the battle skill?
Nope.
No.
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 Then who is going to be the commander of your armies?
Hmm.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Well.
Babs? What about Babs?
Babs has the fighting skill. She does not have... She'd need someone to translate for her. I could translate for her.
If you don't have battle, by the way, it rolls off of smarts, so the smartest person could be helpful.
I have a D10.
Oh,
I-
there you go.
Strategy.
So I've got D12 smarts, but if I'm in there, then I won't be able to use my gadgets on stuff.
Which could be very helpful as well.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I will say, if you are in there, you are also able to go out into the streets and fight. That is perfectly possible.
I'm also less of a fighter, so it may be smart for me to be...
I just need to know who the
the smartest
commander
person.
is. The commander is the person in the war room, but they can go out and fight as well. They can do both. I just need to know who's rolling for your side as we go into a mass battle.
Felix.
Yeah, I think
could do some
Felix-
long-range stuff
Yeah.
as well, so that could work.
Yeah. High smarts.
Do you want someone like, because what's it called? Because I could probably also stick nearby so that if any translations required, I can pop back in.
That's
I could
probably
make
fine.
myself a quick gadget to speak languages.
To be clear,
Okay,
each
that-
round of a mass battle is 2 hours, so you do have time to
Oh,
pop
okay.
back. Yeah, this is not going to be over in 6 seconds of combat. This is a mass fight.
This is a siege.
Speak language
Yeah.
lasts for.
Well, this isn't a siege anymore. Siege is when you try to starve someone so they give up.
Yes. The starvation has occurred.
Yeah, my speak language gadget would only last 10 minutes, so that wouldn't be an option.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do that.
Should have brought more batteries.
I should have gotten some scales. That would look really cool, like some actual scales, because the way you do this, you kind of need the balance of power. But I have in my hands the power tokens that each of you have. In my right hand, which will be on the left on the stream. See if I can get this in front of the camera. Probably not. Nah. The power of Cortez.
Oh.
In my left hand, which will appear right on the stream. Power of Montezuma. 7 for Montezuma, 10 for Cortez.
I thought you were going to red pill and blue pill it there.
This is your budget of people. Okay?
7 versus 10. That seems usable.
Commander of Montezuma's forces, Dr. Felix Pardalis. Come up with a plan. And this is open-ended. This is, you have to just come up with a plan now. You have a city, you have the map, the forces are battering the walls. What are you going to do?
On all,
Are they
battering us on all sides?
Yeah,
Or
that was
just
gonna be my
Completely
question.
completely surrounded.
Where they have broken the siege, is that they've broken through on one specific point?
Where they've broken the siege is they have stopped standing there waiting for you to die and have started now actively trying to make you die by bombarding the walls. So they're not currently in. The walls are preserving you, but they are getting bombarded, and they will fall eventually because these are stone walls going up against cannon.
Do they have any anti-siege weapons? Any like trebuchets on the inside? Anything that can throw rocks?
Nothing of the sort here. That is
Any
why you have fewer
cauldrons
force
of hot
tokens.
chocolate?
You can have cauldrons of hot oil and fire. Or
I mean, I was
burning
going with
pitch.
hot chocolate. Yeah.
You can do hot chocolate. You have a lot of trained archers. You have a lot of trained spearmen. Those are two very good things to have when you have walls.
So I
You
guess
don't need
let's
to do
use
a
them
full
while we have
detailed
ones.
deployment like an RTS. You just need, here's what we're going to try and do for the first 2 hours of this war.
Dr. Pardalis, how do you feel about the archers taking down the cannoneers?
Well, I think we might have a bit of a problem in that they are all around us and there's loads of them. But how about if we were to try and funnel them into a specific area? If we were to let them down one of these long bridges and bombard them in a specific point, maybe we could lure them into a trap somewhat.
Ooh, making a
Excellent thinking.
chokehold. Yes.
And probably also an idea might be to try to take out their high command. So if we could get some people with particularly good fighting skills behind enemy lines, maybe come from
These are good plans. You can have
behind.
one plan at a time. So pick the biggest one and save the other one for another round, because there will be more than one round. I promise you that. Unless
Yes,
you get
I'm
really
planning
lucky
ahead.
with the rolls.
A good scientist thinks ahead, you see.
Oh.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
in the first instance, we lure them in, get them into a pitched battle in a contained space we control. And in the second stage, we get a team behind them to attack their high command and hopefully find Gheist and beat the living daylights out of him. And also Cortez.
Archers.
I like the.
Felicity, I do have a question. In order to not disrupt the past timeline, Cortez has to win, right? And he's saying this quietly enough that no other Aztecs would hear it around them.
Have a Benny, Dr. Felix Pardalis, for
Yeah.
working out the wrinkle in this scenario.
I mean, you don't need to worry about that because they literally don't speak English, so as far as we know. Have I seen any sign they speak English? Like,
They tried
They didn't
speaking in
understand what I was
Spanish to
saying.
you initially.
yeah, that's what I thought.
So essentially, we've got to lose this battle but stay alive, but also take out Gheist.
Well, yes, although the original siege lasted for 90 days.
How long has this been on for?
5 minutes.
Well, no,
Maybe 10.
they've broken the siege. How long was the siege going before this? Has this already been a disrupted timeline? In which case, fuck it.
Would we have been told how long the siege was already been going on for?
No, but you can ask. Like, you're not alone in this room.
Oh yeah. How long has this siege been going on for? Felicity asks in Spanish.
About 90 days, Moctezuma replies in Aztec, because that's the language he's been talking to you in all this time.
Oh fuck. Yeah, it's been 90 days.
So we take down the shitbag and skedaddle. Gotcha.
I don't feel great about this. This is one of the most advanced cities of its era, and it's about to be destroyed for petty colonial.
But think about if Gheist manages to steal that mirror. You really want to deal with invisible Nazis?
On the other hand, if this city
Invisible
must
undead
fall,
Nazis.
if this city must fall, then we can use its resources to ensure that Geist doesn't live. And we don't have to worry about the city falling because it's going to fall. Anyway.
There is an extra problem here in that he has the power to bring people back to life, or back to undead. So the more people that die, potentially the more bodies he has to attack us with his undeath powers.
We better get to Geist quickly.
You know, Chase, you did tell me, isn't the person more important than the goal?
Yeah, of course. And how many will we be saving in the future by making sure what happens here happens here? And making sure that Geist doesn't change it.
We don't know what could possibly happen if this doesn't go as the history books report.
Have we considered what could happen if the Aztec Empire survived to the modern era, though? This is already advanced. What if
you're very much getting into the realm of paradoxes here, and it's mind-bending stuff. So we are of limited time, so maybe we get on with the first step of this plan, and we'll even see if we can get to the next steps.
If we get to Geist, the paradoxes unparadox themselves anyway.
Okay.
Yes, if we could be invisible somehow and get through to the other side, but enough of us appearing to still be here to be assisting might work as well.
Yes, perhaps pose that to Montezuma.
Montezuma, my dear. Have you considered using the mirror for some subterfuge, sending a couple of invisible fellows to the other side?
Assassins, you mean, Miss Birkensleigh?
Yes.
The power of the gods is not to be used lightly. If I was so keen to do that, I would be in bed with Geist.
True. But it might come to that.
I hope not to be in bed with Geist.
He
looks at Felicity and says, "So you have a plan?"
Of a sort?
Well, the outsider is destroying my walls now. What is the plan?
Felix, your battle plan?
Let's aim for this choke point situation. I can perhaps do an invisibility thing on a team later on, but let's get this first step underway.
Yeah, Felicity just relays that.
Okay. So your battle plan is set up a choke point. You actually know what their battle plan is at the moment, which is bombarding your walls. Now, players, you now need to decide where and how you are supporting the army. Whether you are supporting as well. There are costs. You will roll a support roll, which will give +1 to the roll on Dr. Felix's battle roll. And potentially has extra effects. If you fail, you can take a wound or worse. If you enter the fray, you will use 3d6 power points or 2d6 ammo. If you are an ally, so barbs, you'll drop 1 ammo type.
Yes.
entering the fray because you're going out there for 2 hours.
She's already low on ammo.
So for those of us who don't use PowerPoints or ammo.
Exactly. You also potentially gain a point of fatigue. You not necessarily, if you succeed enough, if you succeed with a raise on your support roll, you're fine. You don't gain a fatigue. You're just having a great time. But otherwise, 2 hours of constant punching, that's tiring.
Yeah. So the support roll would be, I guess in this case, fighting?
Yeah, depending on what you want to do. Yeah.
Depending on what you want to do, okay.
I think Babs and I would like to get in a position where we could both be sharpshooters from a, more concealed position.
That makes sense. Yeah. Anyone else? You don't have to support this time. You can choose later to support.
Okay, Chase might have in the background with a plan of helping the archers surround the kill box when that time comes. That might be the next round, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Could Felicity just try walking around and just generally trying to raise morale?
You can raise morale. Yeah, giving like a big speech or something. Doing the Lord of the Rings speech. Which no, that won't have come out yet. You'd be only a few years away from it though. Giving an equivalent speech. Yeah, absolutely. So let's get those rolls in now. So let's start with Philip. We know what yours is. You're doing a fighting roll.
D10.
You're going out there to fight. The walls are relatively intact, but you can still do some fighting. You are going up against well-armed fighters who are trained fighters. So I'm going to give you a -2 modifier on this.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. That is a 7 on the D10,
That's good.
3 on the D6, -1 for a wound is 6.
Okay.
You said I would need a
6.
raise to not get fatigue?
Yeah. So 7 on the D10, -1 for your wound, -2 for the modifier.
2, yeah.
Brings it to a 4, which is still a success.
Yeah,
you
I'll
do
take it.
gain 1 point of fatigue. But the commander will get +1. So Ben, please note down somewhere that you've got +1 on your check.
Okay.
And what does fatigue do?
Fatigue at level 1, you have -1 on all rolls. At level 2, -2. Level 3, you are unconscious.
Okay. So it's
a little bit
kind
like
of the
D&D's
wound,
exhaustion.
Sort of,
Yeah.
but different. Okay.
Yeah. So that's Philip. We'll go to Miss Birkensleigh and Babs, who are setting up effectively sniper's nests. There's a lot of like high towers that you can get up to. That's actually not hard to do. There's plenty of those available.
We're campers, yes.
Yeah, you're camping. Now there is like smoke going over the battlefield that is kind of concealing people as you're doing it. But it's not going to get in your way particularly. What weapons are you using?
Okay, so Babs has her. We both have, I believe, what's that called? Pistols. So.
Okay.
Not as
What's
great
the range
for
on your pistol?
Sniping. Yes, this is a good thing that I have to now look up.
Because range penalties are in increments, and they can go all the way to -8.
Yeah. Oh, God, I didn't bring up the booklet. Hang on.
Tell you what, while you're looking that up, we'll go to Felicity, you're doing what sort of check are you doing for your speech?
Okay, I guess this would either be sort of either persuasion or intimidation, just to sort of
Sure.
get everyone motivated.
It's your choice in that one. Pardon me.
Yeah.
It's your choice in that one.
Or could I argue academics or occult if she sort of tries to invoke the Aztec gods to motivate them?
Probably not on that one. I think persuasion or intimidation is going to be one. I mean, if you do the gods, it's going to be a heavy penalty.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
you can do it if you would like, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with persuasion or intimidation. Either one's
Okay.
a D6, so... that is a 5.
That's a 5. That's a success. But you do gain 1 fatigue. So, Dr. Felix, you've got an additional +1, so you're now at +2.
Okay.
Which is good because this is a contested role, and you are going against one of the most famous generals of all time. So yeah, that's helpful. How are you doing, Lee, on finding the pistol?
Yep. Okay. So we've both got. Well, I've got a cult detective. She's just got listed as pistol. Range is 12/24/48.
Okay. 12 times. So each of those numbers is times 5 feet. So 12 is 60 feet. 24 is 120 feet. This is probably the third one. You technically can't. You technically can't do the -8 one unless you're doing an aim action first. So we'll do it as -6.
Wait a second. I've got a fantastic idea. I could potentially give you a little upgrade. Perhaps affix a bolt to your pistol that would give it unlimited range and probably a bit of a boost damage as well.
That will take 3d6 power points. As this would be you entering the fray. Yeah, because you're doing this for 2 hours. Remember, this isn't a single shot.
Oh, I see.
This is 2 hours of magic fighting. It's expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, maybe we'll save that for a special occasion.
Yes, I think that might be wise. All right.
Okay, so one for you and one for Babs. Remember, you get the wild card die. Babs does not.
Yeah. Okay, that's an 8 for me.
8 is pretty good.
It is a D8, so that explodes.
Oh, that explodes. That's what you need. Good. Yes.
And
because you got a -6
6.
on it, so. Okay, so we'll take the 6 off of there from that second one. And we've got 8 left. 8 is a success with a raise. Fantastic. You get +1, Ben. And can you please give me 2d6? Miss Birkensleigh.
2d6.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yes.
As you gain an additional battle effect.
That is a 6 and a 3.
6 and a 3 comes to 9. Valor. The warrior's support adds +2 to the commander's battle roll.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I'm up to a +5 now.
All right, now we're gonna Babs it. Babs got a 6 out of 8.
A 6 out of 8, so that is a failure because that goes down to 0.
0. Yeah.
So Babs takes a wound.
Oh no.
No. Oh well.
How many
Got
wounds
one
is
off
she
her,
on now?
This is her first one again because we took one off her which she had left over.
Yeah. She has a total of 1 wound. She's either up or down. She's either up, 0, or down. So she has 1 wound that can go to 0 and she's still fine, but if she loses another wound, she's unconscious.
Yeah.
So she's okay, but she's hurt. And she'll get a -1 for having lost a wound, of course. And she also gains fatigue. Oh no, she doesn't. She doesn't. The wound is more powerful version of fatigue. She's good. She's good. So drop her ammo
Do I
down
get fatigue?
by 1 type. You don't. If you get a raise, you don't get fatigue. You're good. You've
Now,
just done the
she was
perfect
marked
shot.
Yeah, so she was marked as low. Does that mean she's now out of ammo?
She's now out. Yeah, she's now out of ammo. So if whatever she does, she can't use the gun for it.
Yeah.
But she has other skills. Okay, battle leaders. I need you to please roll battle. This is a smart skill, so roll your smarts.
All right. That's a D12.
Hold on a sec. There are some other modifiers. Your battle plan is effective, so you're going to get an additional +1. You don't have... you have a tactical advantage of +2 as well, because you've got the walls currently. If the walls go down, you'll lose that. So add +3 to the number you've previously had written down.
Okay. Up to +8.
Cortez is adding +3 for a force advantage. And +2 for siege weaponry, so at +5. And his plan is pretty decent, to be honest. So he's adding a +3 as well. So he's got +8, and you've got +10. Here we go.
No, I got a +8 as well, I think.
Oh, 2 + 8.
Yeah.
Well, let's roll it. Let's roll it.
All right, here goes.
Okay.
You got this.
You have to
The 12 has exploded.
I was gonna say. Go. Yeah, let's see what this happens. So I got a 16.
I got a 20.
You got a 20, so that's a success with a raise. Victory. The defeated army loses 2 force tokens.
20 explode, right? Or was the 20 before the +8?
The 20 was no. Sorry. With the +8, it's a 28. In fact.
A 28.
So you got
That's
12
great.
and then an 8.
You don't get anything for more than 1 raise, but that's great. That's really good. So your plan works.
Really good.
Your plan works perfectly. You identify a segment of the wall that is weaker than the rest, and you set up a kill box waiting for it to go down. The moment it collapses, Cortez's forces rush in, and they are slaughtered.
Huzzah!
Which this plan, particularly aided by Miss Birkensleigh up on a tower, shooting down one of the more savvy commanders who had spotted the troop movements and was going to go and warn people. Very, very good. The leader has to make a morale check. You don't, because you've not lost any force yet. So that is absolutely fine. Excessively fine.
Ooh.
Okay, we go back. Next time. So the walls have now been breached. You've lost that. You have your kill box, but people are streaming through, and there are other holes in the walls coming in now as well. What is your plan?
Okay. Now I think is the time where we try and sneak a team through to the back lines.
Are we not going to take advantage of the kill box?
And we already have. That's what just happened. The kill box is probably not going to be effective longer term because there's other breaches now happening. So we've had a good success there. But
There's one thing
now
they
we
say
need a
about the
different
Spanish
tactic.
is they're capable of learning.
Do we need to keep them on their toes?
So the same thing can't be done twice.
No, I thought it was the setup for the kill box. Anyway.
No, the plan this time the plan was kill box.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think now is the time to try some sneakiness and get behind them and try and identify the leadership team. Where is that damn Geist?
That's true. You've not seen Geist yet. You've seen no sign of him.
And I feel this time probably we will take some losses on the inside as they are within the walls, but that is unavoidable at this point. But if we can get behind them, perhaps on the next round of battle, we can really take advantage and take them down from the top down.
Yeah, Chase. So, excuse me. Volunteer for that, Judy.
Phillip is also
My head
willing
is
to join
I have
in.
a pet wish, so that's like, so I'm in on that. I'm doing that.
Oh, yeah, what are my I'm impulsive. Yeah, I'm impulsive and stubborn. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you can both have a Benny for going in for your...
I would also like to go. I'm curious about so many things.
I'm not giving you a Benny for that one. you just read the the thing on the sheet and not anything else. I'm curious about things in general, you know.
Nick,
That's just me.
can I use invisibility on the gang to send them out, or do I need to also be with them to do that? Would I need to get into the fray?
What does invisibility say?
To magic us up? Arcanus?
Where is the
don't say it
thing?
like that.
Where does the invisibility device go during this?
Dr. Felix Pardalis' patented Arcanus.
Okay, so with a success, the character and his personal items are transparent except for a vague blur or outline. Any action taken against him that requires sight is made at -4 or -6 or erased. The same penalty applies to notice rolls to detect the unseen presence. Additional recipients is +3 power each. I've got a total of 12 left, so I could apply this to 3 people.
The duration is 5 rounds. It's not battle rounds.
No.
Would that be enough to get them, like,
30 seconds.
through the back lines?
Might help.
Oh, is that how long a duration is? Oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah, it's like a D&D combat round is 6 seconds, right? It's the same here.
Well, if I'm turning this into a device, could it be something I give them that they activate at the opportune moment?
Yeah, if you're turning it into a device, giving them, they can activate it at an opportune moment. I'd give them a +2, maybe a +1 on that. Probably a +1 because it's only 30 seconds. If it was longer, then I could add a modifier to make it longer.
But before you go wasting PowerPoints on that, could we convince Montezuma, now that the Spanish are streaming through the walls, to use his magic of the obscurity to give us that invisibility without having to waste PowerPoints? Could somebody do a little convincing and persuasion?
Can I get a notice roll from either Felicity or Miss Birkensleigh? Or both?
Oh yes, I will.
I think your notice is better than mine, but I can roll anyway.
Yeah, D10s. That is a 9.
9's plenty. You got the feeling that Montezuma is afraid to use that power. And that maybe he hasn't told you everything about the mirror.
Okay, can we ask him about that?
Dearest, the mirror. I'm just curious. What is the downside that the corruption that you're trying to avoid by using the mirror?
It is a fate worse than death for one who uses the mirror. Do not use it.
Fate might that be?
Everything you touch turns to shit.
He looks at you, Felicity, and he says, "Do you know what it feels like to die?"
Every damn day.
Not. Although I have gotten close once.
It's a little like that. Always. The mirror takes something. It takes your soul.
Just the soul?
Felicity nervously looks at the little battered book she pulled out earlier.
Now, bear in mind, Felicity, what an Aztec person describes as a soul may not be equivalent to what a Western person describes as a soul.
Oh, yeah. Would Felicity know this sort of thing?
You'd know that it's likely different, but you wouldn't necessarily know exactly what he's referring to here.
When you say a soul, what specifically do you mean?
He looks back at you and says, "We don't have time for this. Just don't touch the mirror."
Look, it's quite all right. I'm happy to use these gadgets. I'm probably not going to get much of an opportunity to do it again during this encounter. So I think
this is true. It sounds like the mirror would have significant drawbacks.
Oh, take any advantage
Felicity.
you get, Doctor.
Yeah. Felicity's just glancing in the mirror now.
You're in a different room. You are quite far from the mirror.
Okay.
Taking into consideration some extra factors that weren't apparent before, I think perhaps instead of extending the duration of the invisibility, I could enhance it so that instead of it lasting longer, you can move faster whilst under its effects.
Ooh. That sounds useful.
That sounds very useful.
Because that would only cost me 1 extra power point, whereas, extending it for everybody would cost 3.
Could use that in the Bristol job.
But it's still going to use up all of my power points now, so, yeah.
Okay. You use that up, and are you applying that to everyone?
I can give it to 3 people.
3 people. Okay. So, rest of you, who's taking the boon from Dr. Felix?
Well, who's going? It's Chase anyway and Phillip, I believe. Is that right?
Correct.
Anybody else?
Felicity was interested as well?
Yeah. For what it's worth, Felicity does have something that can counteract magic effects now.
And considering that Gheist is magical, that might be a good idea.
Extremely useful.
Okay. In that case, then, let's start with your plans. Let's start with Philip. Philip, what are you planning?
So we're going behind the enemy lines.
Mm-hmm.
Is this separate from that, or is that part of?
This is part of that. So,
okay.
How are you going to be assisting with this effort, essentially?
Is
I'm basically asking what check you want to roll.
I want to punch Gheist if I see him.
that
like
might be a later thing.
Yeah.
In the sort of context of stealth, are you going to be sneaking yourself, or are you going to be like taking people out who might spot you, that sort of thing?
Yes,
yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, we can count that as fighting. I think that works. Felicity.
Okay, so I think on this little excursion, Felicity is going to try and... Yeah, so could she basically sort of, since she's going to be invisible, could she just sort of basically just sort of say things in like Spanish or German or whatever language is relevant, just sort of lure people in the wrong direction?
I like that. That's very nice. Sure, that sounds good. Chase, what about you?
Chase is going to try and, like Indiana Jones, blag his way through this. So, in conjunction with Felicity doing voices coming from other areas, I'm not going to be invisible. I'm going to be present in this case, and be like, because I clearly don't look like an Aztecian, so they're not going to necessarily. Well, they're probably going to attack me, but I'm going to be going through where they're walking rather than an actual battle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And blag it.
Okay, and Miss Birkensleigh?
I'm gonna stay here and support the troops that are here.
Okay, that sounds good. Are you going to be doing shooting or what sort of thing? What sort of support are you giving them?
I will continue my shooting. Babs unfortunately is out. She's just gonna hang out in case anyone gets too close and punch somebody.
Okay, so Babs doing fighting. All right. First of all, Dr. Felix, can you please give me your arcane roll for your devices?
Okay. Okay.
Remember, your modifiers do add a modifier to your roll as well.
Oh, do they add? Really?
I believe so. It would be funny if I've got that wrong.
I don't think so. I think they just changed the effect. I think the numbers next to the modifiers are for how many power points they take.
Sorry, I was thinking of something to do with trappings.
Oh, right. Yeah. That is an 8 minus 2 because it's a gadget, so it's a 6. So it activates, or it will activate when you want to activate it. Felix goes around and pulls out extra badges for everyone, and he hands a specific badge to whoever's going to be leading the group. Be like, press here when you want to disappear. You'll get 30 seconds. Run like hell. It will help you run like hell, but use it at the right moment. And that is all my power points gone.
Okay.
Impressive stuff, Doctor.
Well, I am a genius, you know.
All right, that is going to give everyone a +4, except for Chase, who is basically not using it at the moment.
Well, when the shit hits the fan, Chase is going to be using it and running.
It's true. You don't have to use it right now. Yeah, that could help you get out or something like that. Let's go to Philip.
Yes.
Philip, you are sneaking around and like snapping necks and stuff like that. Can you roll me fighting?
Ow.
This is a very difficult situation. There is a lot of chaos going on. This is a full-scale war. I'm going to apply a -4 penalty.
Okay, so it's +4 for the invisibility, -4 penalty.
Yeah, so it comes out.
-2 for wounded fatigue.
Yep, that's right.
So I'm at -2 overall.
-2 in total.
We're gonna spend a penny on that. There we go. That's a 10 on the 10.
That's great.
Explodes into a 9, so that's a 19. And
19
the +2
minus
for Moxie cancels. Well, the 19 for the +2 for Moxie cancels out the -2 penalty. So that's just a 19.
That's a success with a raise. So, Dr. Felix gets +1, and please give me 2d6 for your extra battle effect.
That will be a 10, and I assume these do not explode.
These don't, no.
Okay, so 10.
The foe reels the champion's onslaught. Subtract 2 from the enemy commander's battle total. So I will bear that in mind. I've got a -2 modifier. And do also remind me that when we get to the battle roll, because I've got a lot in my head at the moment. So that's great. You're going around snapping necks, taking out any guards who are looking towards Felicity and even Chase, despite the fact Chase is just walking out there. Felicity, over to you. You're sneaking. You're sneaking through a chaotic battlefield still. It's very hard to get through there. Even though you are invisible, there's a lot of people moving around. You've got to make sure they don't bump into you and that sort of thing. Please give me a stealth roll. And we're going to do, for this one, I think we're going to do a -4 as well. So that'll flatten out with your +4 for the invisibility.
Okay.
But if you have fatigue, it'll be -1 on there. If you have any wounds, it's -1 for those.
Yeah. So that's going to be -1 for the fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 4.
As a 4, is that including the -1?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a success. Dr. Felix, you get +1. Felicity, you get a point of fatigue, I'm afraid.
Okay, I'm now exhausted.
Do bear in mind, next one, you're unconscious. Okay, Chase. So, Felicity, you are sneaking through, and you do make it through towards a sort of central camp that you find. Chase, you are walking through, but for some reason, no one's noticed you. Most of the guards that you see that turn to look your way seem to have had their necks snapped. Just strange, it keeps happening.
I'm distracting them so that to help them. They're like,
Yeah,
what the fuck is that guy doing?
Because I didn't want to say earlier, but your plan is extremely fucking stupid, and I love it. Because you're like, they're probably gonna attack me. Yeah, they're an army.
Yeah.
But all right. Yeah, what would you like to roll?
The absolute misplaced confidence of
Sheer
somebody.
confidence.
You don't have the
Somebody gone.
overconfident hindrance, do you?
Yeah, it has somehow worked out for you so far, because everyone who's looked at you and started shouting in Spanish has had their neck snapped. But yeah,
In
what
fact,
would you?
actually, do you have the overconfident hindrance? Because that would give you a Benny, right?
I don't.
I've already given a Benny for doing this
And I've got
plan.
a penny
Oh,
for
fair
that.
enough. Okay.
I've already
You're
got-
role playing it anyway.
Yeah, no,
You got it.
I approve.
You got it. You got it.
So Chase, what are you rolling?
It's like persuasion.
Persuasion.
'Cause I'm
That sounds.
doing my
That's
best to, like, I'm using my body language. I'm
That
using
sounds
some
good.
basic ass
Yeah.
phrases I know from living in LA.
so. You walk in and you go, "Donde está la biblioteca?"
Yeah. It's like it's the
Immaculate.
whole confusion, and then when the shit, because I expect it to go wrong, but I expect them to also be confused, and that's the time I disappear and fucking leg it.
Please,
I mean, it's not a good plan, but it's a plan.
please make this roll with a -12
Oh,
penalty,
I love it. This was never going right.
and then -1 for every wound you've got or fatigue.
I don't
But you get the
have
+4 for the invisibility, right?
No.
I'm negative.
Oh no, because you don't want to be invisible. That's why.
I will allow that for a soak roll. If you end up using a Benny to soak a wound, you can have a +4
Yeah,
because of the invisibility. But right now,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a contingency, not part of your plan.
Yeah, no. I am cool with that. This is
Although that +4 on the soak
absolutely
roll
always
basically
going to go
guarantees
wrong.
you don't get a wound.
But it was too fun to not do it.
Oh, it's great. I love this. This is amazing. This is drama. And if you succeed, I am going to just leave. I'm just going to walk out.
No, I'll tell you already. I've rolled my d10 and that was a 1.
Oh, you did it with a 6, though.
Yeah, no, that was a 6. Holy shit.
Here we go. Here we go.
6, it's not going to happen. That's a 2, so that's 8.
It's an 8, so with a minus 12.
Use a Benny.
You could use a Benny to re-roll it.
Let's do it. There's one Benny gone. Re-roll that 6. Oh, I got a 5. Close. No cigar.
It was worth a go.
Not a sausage.
Not a sausage. Close. I'm happy with how close I got.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's still like minus 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's you said minus 12, so that would be one away.
Oh, yeah,
one away from 0.
Well, I mean, one away from 0, but then you still need a 4 to succeed.
That's 5 away. Anyway, that was fun to do. Let's see what happens. We got to soak something or take a wound or whatever.
Yes. You take... Fuck.
That's not good, Sam.
Oh.
Where he dies.
You take 4 wounds.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Because your roll was so bad, you get a worse result, which is D4 plus 1 wounds, and I rolled a 3.
Right. I've got a plus.
You
2
can soak
on
them.
the big rolls to avoid knockout blows.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna soak anyway.
You're going to soak, and you get plus 4 to that soak as well because of the invisibility.
Yeah. So that's plus 6 then total.
Yeah.
Let's just get rid of that Benny. And what am I rolling for this figure, which is a D8, I think? Yeah, D8.
Mhm.
That's fine enough. There it is. It's a 5. Let me just roll the D6. Which was a 4, so 5 plus, what did we say? 6? 11?
11. So that's a success with 1 raise. You soak
So
2
wounds?
of the wounds. So you take 2
Whoa.
wounds. Now please roll me 2d6, because the fun thing about failing this badly is you do get a battle effect on top of it, though. A beneficial one. And not a negative one. It's just you failed so badly, it's helped you a little bit, but it's cost a lot.
They never saw this coming.
That's too terrible. Too terrible. That's a critical failure.
Well, that's
2
fine.
ones.
You can't critically fail on this. This is just a random table.
It's very thematic, though, of the stupidity of what I just did.
The warrior battles valiantly, inspiring the troops and urging them to fight on despite their injuries. You recover 1 force token. You haven't lost any, so that actually does nothing. I'm so sorry. You know what? I will say, if
Narratively,
you
it sounds
lose
great.
one, you can get it back. Because this is happening the same time. If you lose one this turn, you can get it back. Okay, Miss Birkensleigh, over to you.
Yes. Alright, so I'm rolling my d8s. For the guns, that's an 8. That is an explode. That is a 6.
Okay, and you're still taking pot shots with a -6 penalty, so that's still an 8, which is a success with a raise again.
Excellent.
So you're still not taking any fatigue. It's incredible. And you're not wounded, right? No, you're not wounded. No, you're all good.
She's very motivated by
This
Mr.
is the best
Motozuma.
shooting I've ever seen.
Yes.
It's incredible. Yeah, so
With a
I obviously made the right choice by
Yeah.
bringing up my d8s for the shooting for both me and Barbara.
absolutely.
All right, so
Dr. Felix, you get a +1. Miss Birkensleigh, please roll me 2d6.
Oh yes.
So we can get the battle effect from your raise.
That is a 3 and a 3.
So that's a total of 6. So the warrior's support adds +2 to the commander's battle roll. I'm just rereading this again. It's +2 instead of the +1, so it's an additional +1 on your roll. Okay, so mark that down. And yeah, over to Barbs, who is running in and
Okay,
fighting. So
Yes, and a d4.
she's pretty good at that. She's running in, going, yo ho ho, fisticuffs.
Well, she'll love it because she just got a 4.
Bam!
So that's exploded. That's a 4 again.
Oh my god. Headbutt.
And then that's a 3.
And then another right hook to follow it up. So left hook, headbutt, right hook. So I was going to give her a penalty of -4, but you still get a 7, so that's a success. So Babs is going to take fatigue because she's been literally nutmegging people for 2 hours straight. But
It's
Dr.
fun,
Felix, you get a +1.
All right.
So we now go to our battle. Our battle roll. So Cortez's plan. I'm not telling you what that one was, but it was good. It's a very good
Of course,
plan.
it's always going to be good, sure.
Better than mine.
My
I will say,
plans
by
are
the way,
great.
those of you sneaking in, you've seen no sign of Hermann Gheist.
Nick, remember you get a -2.
I get a -2, thank you. Don't forget your modifiers. So, for points of advantage, there is now only 1 point of force advantage for Cortez, so I only get +1 on that. Tactical advantage, I still get the +3 for having the cannons, and you don't get the wall anymore. So I get a +4, and I have a battle plan worth a +4. Your battle plan has been worth +0 today.
Oh, what? We got people behind enemy lines.
It was not
Felicity,
that helpful for Tenochtitlan's actual
Yeah, no,
survival.
that's fair. Yeah.
What did Felicity and Philip's +1 go to?
Oh no, those +1s go in. It's just the quality of the plan itself gives
Yeah,
a
I still
separate
get a
modifier.
+5
So
so
you still
far.
get you still get a fair chunk of modifiers. So yeah, make your roll.
All right, come on, D12.
Ooh, that explodes.
Oh no, I've got double one.
Oh, that's a
no.
critical failure. Ooh,
no,
no. I can't
oh
Benny that,
no. I've exploded twice.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so that's 17.
You can't Benny on a crit fail, can you?
Plus. No, you can't. You can't Benny a crit failure. 23 would have been what you'd have to beat anyway, which
Oh
is
my
quite
God.
high.
Yeah, I would have had to have.
Which is a
exploded
raise.
twice.
You lose 2 force tokens. However, because of
Oh, only one.
yeah, because of Chase's
Morale boost.
Bravery.
bravery. Let's call it bravery. You only lose 1 token.
Bravery. It's the same thing.
Yeah, because of whatever was going on for Chase Rockharte.
He was showing no fear to the enemy.
Yeah,
They were
no,
too busy.
absolutely.
They were too busy stabbing Chase to do anything
Yeah.
else.
Completely as predicted, Felix said we'll probably take some losses this round, but next round we'll get them hard.
So there is fighting in the streets as we go into the final round of combat.
Oh my, we're gonna get them hard, are we?
Can you please, Dr. Felix, give me a spirit roll?
Oh, okay. Spirit, okay.
We have to test your morale now, or more accurately, your command over the forces of Tenochtitlan.
Don't crit again. Fail again.
That is a 4. Okay. You get a -1 for a force token loss so far. But a +2 because the army cannot retreat or will be killed if it does. So that's a total of +1.
too.
Have you got any fatigue or wounds?
No.
Then you are at a total of a 5, which is a success. Failure means you lose. Good day. Like, game over. That is the morale of your
Good day,
armies.
sir.
They will rout if you fail that. So you only just hang on to the armies. We go on final plan. They're in the streets.
Okay.
There's fighting everywhere.
We have to find Geist.
And they are still stronger than you.
Alright, Babs and I are still gonna be on main town support, shooting and fighting.
Perhaps
Yep, that
maybe
sounds
you
good.
could use your advantageous position to scope out and see if you can spot Geist, because really he's the one we're after here.
Righto, will do.
Can she do that? She doesn't have a notice.
Yeah, I mean, she could try roll.
All right. Miss Birkensleigh, maybe you could
Yes.
also keep an eye out.
Maybe hang on. Can I give Babs some ammo? Because I've got ammo.
How much ammo you got?
I had 3 boxes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I
Then,
could-
yeah, absolutely. If you've got boxes of ammo, absolutely. You can bring
Yeah,
Babs
I'll-
up to low. Low is roughly enough
Yeah.
for a, 2 hours
For
of
a round.
fighting.
All right. I will give her one of my boxes. So
Yeah,
she's now back on.
sure. I didn't realize you were packing that much ammo.
Yeah, I mean, what's it called? You gave me a budget. I used it.
Absolutely. You've used it well, and this is coming great. This is fantastic. Great choice.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
just changed
so,
my mental image of you. It's like briefcases full of bullets. I grabbed everything I could before the portal closed, and it's just bullets.
Yeah. She's very well planned. She had a backpack ready.
Yeah.
That had I remember I had what's it called? I had a health kit. I had a whistle. I had a flashlight. I had rope.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
You know, I came prepared.
And literally 8 pounds of bullets.
Again, you gave me a budget.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, plans.
Babs will be shooting. I will do noticing.
Okay, that sounds good. Felix, what is the general plan for the army?
Oh god, I was just thinking about for the team to get.
There's fighting in the streets,
Guys.
and you are the commander. Dr.
Okay,
Felix
well,
Pardalis.
we're into guerrilla combat now, so
Yeah.
This is all about surprise.
Fighting in the sheets. Anyway.
Yeah, this is all about surprise attacks and guerrilla warfare.
Okay.
Jumping out of round corners and out of holes and from rooftops and stuff.
I like that. That's smart. That's smart. All right. How's everyone helping with this plan? I mean, obviously we know what Miss Birkensleigh is up to.
And Babs.
And Babs. With all the ammo. A portable ammo dump over there. Here's hoping Miss Birkensleigh is never shot, because there's a very good chance she will explode. What about Phillip Shrewd?
So we're just kind of behind the enemy lines, but have no idea where Gheist is.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't
That's
seem like
right.
a great position.
You've seen I have no sign of Gheist.
Well, we're behind enemy lines, aren't we?
Yeah.
And Gheist is probably leading the
I mean,
charge.
you've
or
had
something.
2 hours. You could be now back at HQ looking at plans.
Oh, okay.
Each round is 2 hours, so you got plenty of time.
I guess. Can we maybe?
Yeah.
Let's see, Miss Birkensleigh is looking for Gheist, right?
Yeah.
Can we say that
Searching
if
around.
she finds Gheist, we go in and beat him up?
That sounds
And if
wise.
not, we just sit there and wait and be sad.
That's great. You can sort of lead an anti-Geist strike team. I will say you will not be providing assistance to Dr. Felix Pardalis for this. But what you will be doing is very important as well. It's just that it's not going to help with the plan.
Right.
But that's absolutely fine. Is anyone else helping Phillip?
Could Felicity sort of use her knowledge of history and academics to basically review all the plans and maybe sort of predict what sort of tactics the invading force is going to use?
Yeah, I mean, that is something you would have read about. You would have read about the tactics that conquistadors used. So that's absolutely fine. I mean, there will be some change in the tactics because presumably they've got the assistance of Hermann Gheist. But yeah, that's totally something you can do. Absolutely. So you're going to be helping Dr. Felix. Chase, what about you?
Chase is going to hang back and work on the troops' morale after my quotation marks bravery.
Yeah. Oh, it was very brave. Everyone thought it was absolutely incredible that you just ran out there.
He's a champion now.
Yeah.
So
They're going to make a statue of you as soon as this city is saved.
oh yeah,
This city is saved.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm going to be doing.
That sounds great. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with Felicity, then we're going to do Chase, then we're going to do Miss Birkensleigh and Babs, and then we're going to do Phillip Shrewd. So, Felicity, you are using your history. Academics by any chance?
Yep, academics.
Sounds great. Give me an academics roll. I think, honestly, there's not too many negative modifiers on this one because you're using this skill basically as it's intended. And this is a sort of really good fit for the skill. You do obviously have 2 points of fatigue, so you'll have -2 from that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, go for it.
All right. At least this time I'm rolling a d10. Okay, wild dart is exploding.
That's great.
Okay, that's a 9 on the wild die. It's -2. That is
7.
7. Oh, that's not beat the ace I got on the D10. Which no, the D10 would go down to 6. So
Yeah.
that's 7.
I'm afraid Felicity has fallen unconscious.
Unless you want to spend a
Wait,
bit
oh,
of your
shit.
credit roll better.
Oh, she was going to be exhausted, wasn't she?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
exhausted.
she's,
You've just gained another
yeah,
point of fatigue.
Yeah, she's just not used to doing this without coffee.
Yeah. So you collapse. All this stress has gotten to you, as you are literally in a war zone, and that is not something you've ever prepared for. And you collapse at the table. However, in your process of doing this, you found a genius move that you're sure Cortez will attempt, and you communicated that to Dr. Felix Pardalis. For Dr. Felix Pardalis, you do get a +1.
Okay.
Chase, we go over to you.
So obviously Chase doesn't speak the language, so he's gonna pick up on any of the chants that they might be doing to pick up their own morale, and he's gonna start shouting them in front of them. He's gonna stand up high where he can be seen, raising his hands and chanting their chant for them.
I had this happen in a D&D game once. Okay. Sure.
Freedom!
He's making
Okay.
a proper target of himself.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you a -4 because you don't
Yeah.
speak the language.
And a -2 for my wounds.
You have a -2 for your wounds, so it's a
fuck.
-6 total.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Give me a
totally
persuasion,
fine.
please. It's
Yeah.
still doable. You can, it's not an impossible roll at all.
You're not gonna believe this.
Please tell me it's not 2 1s.
You're not gonna believe this. Look in the chat.
Oh, I don't need to see 2 1s right now. I don't need to see
Ooh.
2
No.
1s. Oh, okay, 6 and a 10, so both explode. Roll them again.
Whee!
Second time this has happened this session.
Ooh. That's I rolled a 6 on the D10 and another 6 on the D6.
So that explodes again.
You got 12
So
or
you-
16
you've
so
got
far.
16 for a total of 12. No, for a total of 10, sorry, because you were at -6, weren't you?
And then I rolled a 3, so it's 16 or a 15. So I'll go with the 16, I guess.
Okay, so that's a total of 10, so that is a success with a raise. Give me 2d6, and Ben, you get +1.
Maybe that was a better roll too. That was a 5 and a 5, so 10.
10, slaughter. The foe reels at the champion's onslaught. So basically, you're so good at morale that your enemy is scared. So you've kind of done a Mel Gibson's Braveheart, and you're shouting freedom at the loudest possible volume, and that has scared. Like, it's not actually helped morale at all on your side, but it's terrified the enemy. So they've got a -2. Ben, remember that because I will forget.
Felix is standing in the tower in the middle of the city. He's like, can anybody hear a loud scrieking noise?
Yes. Okay, Miss Birkensleigh and Babs, can I get some notices, please?
Okay, so that's a notice is a D10. That is a 9.
That is
For Miss
a
Birkensleigh.
9 for Miss Birkensleigh. Okay. You are looking through a battlefield, so I was going to give you a -4 because you're trying to find Hermann Gheist. That gives you a total of 5, which is a success. Which is impressive, actually, with -4. Your rolls have been on fire.
Yes. Miss Birkensleigh has a great set of eyes.
You've been up at this
Tits
sniper
aren't that
tower
bad
just like, I'm going to see you. Just like looking
I
around.
see
You
all.
spent 2 hours surveying the battlefield like in your panopticon. And
Ultimate Where's Wally?
yeah, the ultimate Where's Wally? And yeah, you spot Hermann Gheist, and he is making his way up the steps of the palace towards the smoking mirror. You are able to
shitbags.
relay that to Philip Shrewd.
Yeah.
And Philip, can we please have your fighting roll as you are running after...
Oh, what about Babs?
Oh, sorry, Babs. Yeah, Babs can take a shot.
Yeah.
if you'd like, because
Yeah,
Babs has ammo.
Yeah, Babs has ammo.
This is going to be a
That
-6 penalty because it is the range again.
Well, that exploded. That was an 8. And
Okay.
it's 5.
Explosions. Wow.
8 and a 5 with a -6 becomes a total of 7, which is a success. Roll damage, please.
Okay, that's 2d6. That is a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4 is a 7, so that is 1 wound.
Is that
Okay.
targeted at Geist?
I
Targeted
would say
at-
so because
Geist,
it's
yeah.
just after I've just pointed at him.
I'm going to try and soak that using a Benny. I don't soak it.
Yeah.
Benny failed.
Yes.
So the shot rings out and strikes Geist. You didn't do a cool shot, so you weren't slowing him down by shooting at his legs, so he's moving fast. First up, actually,
He's bleeding.
Philip, can you give me a roll to catch up to him first? So this would be any maneuvering skill. We'd probably go for athletics. Yep, which I presume you're pretty good at. This is your thing.
I've got a D6 at least. Does the fact that I have a leg injury and have the slow hindrance at the moment affect this?
The slow hindrance will affect this. Yeah. I forget, what does slow hindrance? Oh, hindrances don't have mechanical effects. Slow is just
This one
something that
reduces
happens.
my pace and running die.
Okay, that I'm going to give you a -6 to your athletics
Oh
roll.
boy. Okay.
Because you're literally slower than him, and you are pushing yourself
Yeah.
to the limit to get to.
All right, I've got 5 bennies to catch up and hit him. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this. Come on, this is the time.
That's a 6 and a 4, so the 6 explodes.
Okay, this is great.
That's another 6.
Oh,
That's a 5. So that's 12, 17, -6 is 11, -2 is 9.
-2 is 9. That's a success with a raise. You're catching up to him, and you do catch up to him before he succeeds, because a success would get you in the same room as him just as he vanishes. A success with a raise gets you in before he vanishes.
Excellent.
You can see he's there. He stood there in front of the mirror, and he's activating a device on his chest, which you recognize as a chronometer. And a portal is starting to open.
We meet again, Hermann Gheist, and you won't get away so easily this time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Tell you what, very quick initiative. Very, very quick. We're going to do one round of combat to see what happens here. Your card, I'm afraid, is 2 of hearts.
Yeah, we're spending a Benny on that.
Bennying that. Your card, 4 of diamonds. Ooh.
Jesus.
We'll Benny that one.
Okay, your card is 6 of spades.
All right, so a couple more Bennies. We'll get up to a Chad right now. I'll keep the 6.
Keep the 6. Okay, 6 of spades. And Herman gets 7 of hearts. It was very close. I'm so sorry. Herman gets to go first. Herman, what are we going to do? Yep. Okay. All right, Herman is going to raise the Rod of Osiris and is going to launch a bolt at you of dark necrotic energy. And it is going... He's going to modify it. He's going to increase the damage.
Okay.
And... is he going to do any other fun modifiers? Are you wearing armor? No, you're not.
I am wearing armor, yes. So
Oh.
flak jacket.
It's going to make it armor piercing. And he's going to add fatigue to it. So if you take any damage, you suffer 1 fatigue as well.
Lovely.
He's got so many power points. He's not used any yet. Okay, because he wasn't in any of the battle. He was sneaking in all this time. All right, let's go for him.
He did take that wound, though.
He did take that wound, so he'll have a -1.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god. Al, you know you did a double explosion with a D10. I just did it with a D12.
Oh, no.
So 9 on the D6, so 12 plus 2 is 14. -1 is 13, so that is a success with a raise. So it is going to do additional
You said
damage.
13? Oh, armor piercing, right? So I'm at 8 toughness. Wait,
Yeah.
is this against toughness or is this against?
This will now be against your toughness.
Okay.
Once I've rolled the damage goes against your toughness.
Ah, this was the hit. Okay, got it.
This was the hit. Okay, total damage is 16.
My toughness is 8.
Okay, so that's
2 wounds.
2 wounds. Yeah, 2 wounds.
Spend a penny to try to.
Oh wait, you're not shaken, right?
No, not shaken.
Shaken and 1 wound.
Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, I'll spend a penny to try to soak it. That's
Try to soak it.
Vigor roll.
Vigor roll. With a -1 for every wound you have before that. So you had 1 wound
Does
before,
the-
so a -1.
Right, and does the fatigue also apply to this?
The fatigue will apply to this, yeah.
Okay, so -2.
-2.
That's a 6 on the D8, which would be a 4 then.
That's a success. So you soak the wound, you are still shaken.
I thought if you soaked all the wounds, you didn't get shaken.
You do. Yes. No, you're quite right. You are unshaken.
get
You have
stirred?
not taken any wounds. It is your turn. I should have
right,
multi-action
I'm gonna-
shot 3 bolts at you.
Speaking of multi-actions,
Yeah. I'm gonna
I have
punch him a
frenzy.
lot.
yeah, I have frenzy. And I'll multi-action, sure. So I will punch twice with frenzy as the first action, and then
Grab the stuff off
once
him.
as a second action.
Okay, so it's going to take a -1 to both of those for the multi-action.
Okay. So
Yeah,
okay.
that's why you have to declare multi-actions at the start, is
Yeah,
because it applies to
right.
all your attacks.
Actually, can I change my mind and just do the frenzy punch?
That's
I
fine.
haven't rolled yet.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're not rolled.
I'll just do the frenzy
It's all
punch.
good.
Okay. So that's going to be 2 D10s. Where's my other D10? It ran away. There it is. And I have, actually D10 plus 1 to fighting. Okay. So, and then -2 from the fatigue. So -1 net. That'll be 2 9s. But with the -1 would be 2 8s. So that's 2 successes with raises.
Oh, damn.
I
Okay.
understand correctly.
So, yeah, you add an additional d6 to your damage, or an additional die to your damage, when rolling both of those.
All right. And damage rolls can explode, correct?
Oh, yes.
I have not rolled yet, but we'll. All right, that's a explosion on the D6 there. So that's 6 and 2 and 2 and 3 is 13. For the first.
Okay. So, yep, okay. I'm going to roll to soak. I don't. My soak rolls are terrible. Okay, so that's 2 wounds. And
He's got another damage roll incoming.
Hermann Gheist drops. That was all 3 wounds. And yeah, Hermann Gheist drops. And
Grab the stuff. Grab the stuff.
Grab the staff. Well,
As
can I get into that now, or is that?
as he drops to the ground, his face warps and changes. And you see a Spanish soldier.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
And the portal sits open next to you, but the mirror is still there. You have successfully stopped Hermann Gheist from getting the mirror because he had to run immediately.
so Hermann Gheist went through the portal, and this illusory version of him.
Was there to distract you for a sec.
Okay, and did
Yeah.
and is the staff with the illusion or with the real Geist?
The staff is with the real Geist, but the
Okay,
mirror
I
is
figured.
not with the real Geist.
I mean, but close.
Hey, you stopped him getting the mirror. That's really good going. Like, that was a hard set of circumstances to do that.
Grab the mirror.
The portal will not
Aye,
remain
aye.
open forever. What's everyone doing? Currently, Philip, you know no one else knows that Hermann Gheist has left, and you will be stranded in this time period.
Well, I'm guessing
I have
that
to
Babs and
finish
I
the
are
battle?
coming down.
Yeah, you're coming down.
Yes, yeah.
You've probably got enough time to tell Felicity and all that.
Well, Felicity's unconscious.
Snores back.
Oh yeah.
Do I have to finish the battle rolls?
No, not necessarily. If someone runs in and says things,
Okay.
we can narrate what happens with the end of the battle as
So,
what historically
I-
has
Well-
happened.
before anything
Considering
else
that
happens,
we-
I would like to use my once a session just the thing and find some smelling salts in my pocket to awaken Felicity.
Of course. Felicity, you're awake. Absolutely.
Would Miss Birkensleigh have had sight on what happened with Phillip and Gheist?
No, that was inside, so would not have been visible from the tower. But Miss Birkensleigh saw Gheist heading in and did actually get that shot off on the real Gheist, which is why Gheist immediately fled. And yeah, so Miss Birkensleigh, you know it was Gheist. You know Phillip chased after Gheist. You also know that Gheist has a tendency to hop through portals, and that if you want any chance of getting back to your real timeline, you have to follow him.
Yeah. Everyone, haul ass.
Righto, swigging, says Barbara, swigging more gin. You're not quite sure why she runs out of ammo, but not gin. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's just, I don't know where she's keeping it. She takes another one out of her bra and just.
She converts all of the ammo she has into gin.
Yeah.
Well, obviously she's just spirited.
Oh, very good. So yeah, do you all run for the time portal?
I'm going to run through the portal before I know anyone else is coming, I think.
Okay.
It's
I like
not
that.
my instinct as a player, but
I like
it's
that.
what we're doing.
I like that. That's great. You impulsively run through the portal. Everyone else, you arrive a minute later to see the portal is closing itself, and you can see no sign of Phillip.
Wait a second.
But there has been a sign of a scrap, and there is a dead soldier here.
So as Felix gets Felicity, they're very similar names there, to come to, he'll look at her and be like, you can do the thing where you disappear somewhere suddenly as well, can't you, right? So I'm holding a Benny right now.
What? The thing where... What?
We've got to go.
But I'm late for an exam.
Yes, and we've got to go there right now, so come on. So Bree, this is me telling you, spend your Benny, do your Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, I'll spend Benny to use Deus Ex Machina.
Yep.
Okay. I also have that.
And Dr. Felix does the same. So you two arrive fine. Chase, you run in, screaming freedom.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably more like, but yeah.
And you all step through the portal. Phillip,
but first, I would like to blow a kiss.
Oh, yep.
To Montezuma. Mwah.
He blushes, but very quickly runs back to the war that is raging.
Yes.
How portable is the mirror?
No, we're leaving it behind.
You can take the mirror if you want. I'm not going to stop you.
We're going to leave it.
You jump through the portal. And
it doesn't work anyway. I just know.
You step through, and once again, there is no sign of Gheist, and there is no sign of Phillip Shrewd.
Fuck. Phillip!
The air is cold and steams your breath. Immediately, you see scores of people wearing strange clothing in styles you've never seen before, showing all too much skin for modern sensibilities. Strange cords hang from their heads down their shoulders, ending in bulky silver and blue boxes at their hips. A weird silver car passes quickly, and a wall above you, so high above you, impossibly high, plated in shimmering steel and glass, bears a black box larger than a truck that glows suddenly, depicting in brilliant colour a moving advertisement adorned in German writing.
Ah, fuck, we've come to the future.
Finally, some modern technology.
You see the words Sylvester 1999. In the distance, wavering under the crystal haze of winter, you spot a familiar sight. St. Paul's Cathedral. And I will say Felicity and Miss Birkensleigh, as the two with languages. Sylvester is German for New Year's Eve. Well, New Year's, actually.
Oh, it's the millennium. Oh.
I did. Oh, very good.
Yes, welcome to the future, a place you've been told never to go to.
Which is why Miss Birkensleigh straight away went, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I would never swear.
And that'll be next time on Mobius Command 1999.
Well, Nick, how are you possibly going to research the 90s?
I know, I would. It's going to take ages. It's going to take ages.
I'm going to be my exam.
I don't even know where I am.
Philip, I will tell you where you are separately.
Yeah,
it's just you are also in London in 1999. You're just in
yeah.
a different place because you went through at a significantly different time to everyone else. Just like how there's no sign of a Geist when you tend to go through. Yeah, well done, everyone. Another successful mission. Congratulations. That was tight. That was close. You managed to survive a war and come out victorious.
That was fantastic.
And not
I love the
change-
mass battle thing. Brilliant.
Yeah, that was really
And not change history.
Yeah,
We
you
assumed
managed to do it
that
without
they
changing
went there.
history.
We didn't do the last battle roll, so I don't know.
yeah.
We sure
Trust
about
me, with the
that?
way the battle was going,
We
Cortez
fucked
was
it up
going
just
to win.
enough.
So.
To get it right.
Yeah,
but the way you've been rolling, Nick, come on.
Oh, well, that is true. I mean, you did actually get it a lot closer, but they will win. Right, before we go, would anyone like to shill any things that they do? We will start in the top right with Al. Al, what are you up to at the moment?
Not much. I tried to stream. I was doing it once a week, but I just haven't had the time. So once a month at the moment, which isn't fun. But in the new year, I'm going to try and get back to once a week. So yeah, go follow me.
Yeah, go follow Al, which is Al Wyvern. Someone who's a mod can do a shout out. We'll sort that out in a sec. Next, we have Bree. Bree, what are you up to?
Yep. At the moment, I'm streaming Golden Sun. It's a Game Boy Advance game. One of my old favorites. Typical JRPG, psychic powers, spiky head protagonist, in-depth battle system, all that nice stuff. Monday, I'll be streaming that Monday and Wednesday. As per usual, on Monday I'll be cosplaying a tiefling if that sells it to anyone. And also the week after, in addition to my normal streams, I will be on the 5th. I'll be running some Blades in the Dark. I think on Nick's channel. And on the Friday, on my own channel, I'll be running some Nordmark D&D. I believe that'll be the third part of Guinness Pig.
It's going to be great.
And
I'm really looking forward to that.
I've made it to a dungeon, which was basically this semi-abandoned lab of a mysterious wizard. And I say semi-abandoned because the lab assistants are still there.
There's loads
Will
of
they
people
be
there.
friendly? Will they be angry?
That's what
knows?
we're going to find out, yeah.
What's the point?
Kara.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, I'll go to Kara. Kara, what are you up to?
All right. The main thing I stream regularly is A Link to the Past randomizer race on Friday nights, U.S. Central Time. So that'll be in about 4.5 hours. Other than that, sometimes I stream NetHack. Sometimes I do other things, but I don't really have a schedule. So good luck finding it.
Then we go to Ben.
Cybertopia Season 2 starts in 2 weeks. I am not ready, but it'll be there. A week Tuesday, in fact. Fuck, that's even closer.
That is very soon.
You've got like 10 days to catch up on Cybertopia Season 1 and the between season interviews and the city building game DNA. Also, we're playing Lancer, me and Al and a couple of others in just under 2 weeks with Keith. So come and join us for that. That's a brilliant fun game.
If it's anything like how ours went, it's going to be tense.
Oh yeah,
it went down to the wire.
No,
for
Nick,
us.
we're in space. We're not putting up tents.
Oh, that's fine. You're going to be fine.
I think the other team are doing fine. They're just on the ship, nice and safe. The situation on the ground got a bit messy, but I'm sure they're fine now.
Yeah, we can't hear any explosions from space. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee, what about you?
So as I'm currently unemployed, I'm currently streaming 3 times a week on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We're currently playing a cross of Callahan's Cross Time Saloon and Control, going for something very old and something very modern. So it's a lot of reading either way.
Yeah. Great choice, though. Great choice. Yeah.
I've been calling it Callahan's Control.
I like it. And as for me, I am going to be on a charity 24-hour podcast tomorrow evening. So the podcast starts at 3 p.m. I'm going to be on at 10 p.m. I remember these things. But do watch it for before that. So that's going to be on the Bunyip Man Twitch channel. Jamie and Jonas, of course, are massive friends of the channel, so I'll be on there. There'll be plenty of other guests. That's in support of the charity Safe in Our World, which is sort of promoting good mental health in the games industry, which is a place which has a lot of crunch, so it needs a lot of help.
Yes.
And so that's really, really good. I'll be on there doing something very very silly at 10 o'clock, getting them to draw monsters from my description of monsters, to see if they can get even close to the real thing. And yeah, that's going to be great fun. And there's some really silly things that's going to be out throughout the day as well. Yeah.
And of course, you and I next Friday is returning to Join and John.
Join John is coming back. I'm so excited. I love a bit of Join John, and we're finally at the city. There's so much chaos we can do.
We're going to go to the circus, Nick. We're going to the circus.
I did barely any of the city. I just went a beeline straight to the end of the game at that point, because at that point I played for like 100 hours and I was like tired. But now I've got the energy for it. I'm going to explore. I'm going to be seeing so much stuff for the first time. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh
yeah,
I can't wait to show you the sights.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Right, that is us. Join us next time for Mobius Command, where they are in London, New Year's Eve 1999. And there's a lot of Nazis there.
Oh,
See you all
Nick,
soon.
I need to know one thing, though. Does the Millennium Dome still exist?
Well, you'll find out, won't you? All right, everyone. Thank you very, very much for watching. This has been an absolutely wonderful session. I've really, really enjoyed it. Huge thank you to my supporters. They're coming up on the top left. Super Talia DX, Willow, Al Wyvern, Ben Newman, Icky Fu, Catbat Neogets, 8-Bit Goggles, Born Typing, Craig Perko, Crimson Hale, Summer B, Terran Jokes. You can get your name here at ko-fi.com/Kirstens. I will see you all very, very soon.